behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from playing sports to exotic whips. Ain't gotta tell me, dog, I know I'm the shit behind the baller. My life is more than money and jewelry. My story's so crazy, dog. I said make a movie behind the baller. I went from music exec to this podcast. Now I finally feel at home at last behind the baller.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned in to another brand new episode of the award-winning, globally ranked Behind the Baller podcast. Yes, I will keep reminding you guys that this is a globally ranked, worldwide, world-famous podcast. That means out of over 2 million podcasts circulating the airwaves, we are in the top 5%, okay? And I'm going to keep doing this shit until we get to the top 1%. Please believe that. This is a Dust Brothers production. The world famous Dust Brothers, aka Miles Davis and Jordan Winter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 163. I am your host, Ben Baller, not Ben Humble, aka the Korean Liam Neeson. All right, I will tap that ass if you fuck with my family. I will find you. Yeah, man, we got an episode today that should have happened a long time ago, and I'm excited because we should have did something about the hobby a long fucking time ago. All right, so we have a very special guest on the episode today. His name is Blake Jamison. He is an artiste who paints athletes and is an artist and one of the featured artists in Project 2020. He is one of the featured artists in Project 70. He'll be on the show in a little bit, and we and him are going to talk about the hobby and all kinds of shit. Super nice guy, total opposite of me. So let's just get right into it. So I'm getting the vaccine shortly in about 4 hours. I have no, I'm not nervous. I got no anxiety about it or anything. I'm fucking excited, right? So I'm not really going to fucking try to find, Johnson & Johnson or whatever it is, but I'm getting the Pfizer vaccine. For some of you people are like, oh, shut the fuck up. How about that? Right? I'm not here to flex that I'm getting it early. I'm telling you I'm getting it, period. All right? Because there's still so many fucking doubters out there. Someone tagged me in a page today, and it's my boy, D.L. Hewley, and he posted this thing about Dr. Oz and fucking having a conversation with Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams is like, I'm not getting it. I don't trust it. No, look, I don't care. I'm not telling you guys not to get it. I'm just not getting it because I don't trust it. And he was like, I agree with it. Like, look, check this out, bitch. You done had so much shit injected in you. You done crack and all kinds of other shit. You literally look fucking crazy from all the surgery you've gotten. So the last thing I'm going to do is take any medical advice from your stupid ass. And bitch, you done passed out on stage for all kinds of other crazy shit. Look, good for you, okay? And I know there's a lot of doubt with the black community and everything else. And, Farrakhan, look, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I don't have to diss Farrakhan, nobody else, whatever. Look, man, anyone that rock with me or my people just for what it is, cool. You got a problem with people just because of the color of the skin? Some reverse racism, weirdo shit, okay? And again, I got respect for Muslims and everything else, right? It's just some of the shit, and there's been some anti-Semitic things that he said, it's just weirdo shit, right? And then he says, hey, man, don't trust it if you don't see a black person, try it first and whatever. Man, the fucking vaccine was created by a black person. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't give a fuck. Another idiot tagged me and DM me in a post of some page called some kind of pilgrim or some shit, quoting all this spiritual shit with Rumi and all this other stuff and everything else, then quoting other people saying Bill Gates is a monster, whatever, but then quoting people that they don't even realize that are actually advocating for the vaccine. And one of the memes this guy posted in, the one that they tagged me in, is this guy goes, imagine if they made a vaccine so that you wouldn't get pregnant, okay? And then imagine you have sex and you still get pregnant. You guys are sheep. Do you understand how stupid the vaccine is? And I just thought about that for a second, and I was wondering, man, that reply that everyone says, like, oh, you still have time to delete this. If that could ever make more sense for a reply than anything in the world, if that was like, bro, you know how fucking stupid you sound. I'm just dumbfounded, right? And on top of all that, Texas has opened up the entire state, right? And basically what Governor Abbott, what he's doing is basically trying to do a short, right? He's trying to short and try to do a fucking, trying to save his ass. And the funny thing is, look, they weren't on the power grid. They had that issue. They were having issues getting fucking PPE, having issues getting the vaccine, everything. So fuck it. Let's just open this shit up. And people say, oh, well, look at Florida. Look at this. You guys have to understand, no matter what anyone fucking says, okay, fuck anything that you guys believe. Remember, you're talking to somebody who is red, right? I'm not blue. So think about this. Florida being a heavy red state. They already fucking went and busted the lady who was reporting all the fucking cases, right? They're talking shit about Cuomo because he was trying to hide all this. First of all, I'm not co-signing anything Cuomo said and all the sexual harassment charges or whatever. I'm never going to get into all that because I don't really, fuck it, right? So many people are like, oh, he's a hero, he's this, we love him, and blue, and CNN's, we don't, like, I don't like really fuck with CNN that heavy like that to that point where I'm just saying, look, when it comes to news, okay, I guess that is news, but I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about Cuomo. Like, there's a million people out there doing sexual harassment, and it's not good and whatever, so he shouldn't get anything special. But when they're saying he was trying to cover up the deaths at a senior citizen home or, you know, at an old folks home, look, they're acknowledging at the same time that there's deaths happening, and they're trying to say it's not happening in Florida. This shit is happening in Florida too. The fucking National Guard came and arrested some lady, the lady who actually does the numbers for the state of Florida. So you already know the shit's tainted. So what the fuck? Like, you know, I can't trust the CDC because I don't even know what the fuck's going on. They have, how do you fucking have such a legitimate, you know, this is the Center for Disease and Control, right? This is a global, or is the WHO global? Look, bottom line is, this is a globally respected organization. And they go from saying, you know, don't wear masks, you know, blah, blah. And then they change their minds and all this wishy-washy shit. I'm not listening to fucking them tell me that, all right, well, the same deaths this year were the same deaths last year, even though, you know, in 1 year, there's been 500,000 deaths in the pandemic. They're saying the same. So look, whatever it comes out to, whether it evened out because less people were driving, I don't fucking know. I don't have the answers for that. What I have the answers for is people in Florida are dying. In the sheet, when you look at the graph and the scale, they're at like the bottom of the 25. You know what? You think I fucking believe that with what's going on over there, with all the fuckery? Stop it, okay? And Texas is fucked up too. There's been 44,000 deaths in the state of Texas and probably even fucking more. There was all kinds of shit that's going on. Look, this ain't the smartest fucking thing for them to do. So, you know what? Like I said, let them do what the fuck they want as long as they don't come over here because it's already fucked up here, right? And things are starting to get better. And I'm just happy that, you know, there was some normalcy in the last week or so. I was in Seattle and shit was definitely better there too. The best it's ever been. So all it takes is one person, or really not one person, but all it takes is a group of people to fuck this up and really give us the 4th or 5th wave and then just extend this whole situation. Now nothing opens up. So I don't know. Everyone is just fucking crazy. I just feel like the whole world is imploding and it's just really fucking unfortunate, just sad. So with all that said as well, you know, been active on Clubhouse lately. We'll get into that in a little bit. We'll get into the sneaker shit that I got involved in, all the discussions and things like that. But they're still doing these Stop the Asian Hate campaigns and everything. And guess what? It's all good. Look, my friends who are famous, who are Asian, they're pushing it. You know, even Cause is pushing it. Other people like Futura. And I appreciate it. They're just doing what they can, right? And again, no offense. A lot of those people still are very disconnected to the people that need to hear this, okay? Let me reiterate. The awareness is there. I get it. But the people that follow them aren't connected to anything that is, or I'm saying they're not connected to the streets. They're not connected to the people that are attacking us as Asians. So it's just fucking going in a circle and in a circle and a fucking circle. And it's not going where we need it to go. So people got their guns out and they're shooting bullets. And guess what? All the bullets are hitting the wrong targets. So even if we have endless amounts of bullets, it's just a waste of fucking time. And that's what I'm saying. So, you know, you got this charity fundraiser page, whatever, boom. They bring me up to the stage to go talk. People are just in there talking about this, that, and the third. Oh, restaurants, you should be whatever. And I know it's a charity page. But you know what? The title of the page was AAFI fundraiser, Stop the Asian Hate. Okay? Look, I understand you're raising money, and who knows where's the fucking money going. It's going to small restaurants. Who's deciding which restaurants stay, who doesn't, whatever. Cool. Great cause. Okay, you guys raised $40,000 last night. Fucking amazing. Guess what, though? All the shit that you guys are trying to do, and you want to lighten the mood and be like, oh, so what are you wearing, Dorothy? And my friend Dorothy Wang is in the room. And what did you guys eat? And blah, blah. Like, fuck all that shit. If we're going to talk about Asian hate and get this shit, let's get this shit started for real, okay? Okay, we're getting attacked by white people. We're getting attacked by blacks, getting attacked by Latins. Okay, let's focus on getting the message to those people, right? Especially in Oakland, in San Francisco, in Brooklyn and shit. So like you hitting all the wrong fucking people. Everyone in the fucking Asian community knows about it, right? We know more about it than anybody. But you know what? It's not going outside of the Asian community, and that's where it needs to go. That's what my problem is, okay? Need to keep that same energy outside of the Asian community and focus on hitting the targets being the streets, the people out there, you know what I'm saying? And there's people of color. I don't give a fuck. That's what it is. I'm gonna sit there and be like, oh, why you gotta be black? Why do you gotta be fucking Latino? Because it fucking was. The fuck you want me to say? There was fucking some Martian or some shit? No, okay? So what I'm getting at is I've asked several people, right? Black people, producers, Wale, rapper, conscious dude and everything, right? He's focused on the black community stuff. Look, and I don't blame him. But my boy MC Jin, yes, that Jin from Rough Riders and Fast and the Furious, he's come up with the song that he wants to do, right? So I'm trying to help him out. I'm going to try to get Wale on the track and get this out there and do something at least and raise awareness there. Because I probably have more black followers than I do Asian. It's real close, but at least it would hit a different target. I know China Mac is doing what he can, but you know what? It's not hitting enough because there's still a lot of people who have no fucking idea that this is even going on. But in the Asian community, they all know. But again, they're wondering what's going on. And again, look, the awareness is dope. Great. Olivia Munn, like I said, and all those people, but the streets don't give a fuck what she got to say. So they have no idea what message she's trying to go out there. You want to get the police involved? Cool. They're going to be like, what the fuck? And they don't understand. Jeannie Mai was in this thing. She has a big platform and, she has a lot of fans, and she's speaking on it, but I ain't really heard her like speak on it, right? And she's Vietnamese. It's funny. She dates Young Jeezy. Okay. Look, love Young Jeezy. He rock with Asians too. He has some Asian homies that, his 8734, whatever the fuck his company was called, that's owned by an Asian dude, my boy John. Now, this is the crazy part. I ain't heard Jeezy say one fucking thing about Asians being attacked. So, Jeannie, you talking all this like, hey, let's just make sure we're not attacking, black people or white people or whatever. And we don't want to put hate out there. It's very important to look at. I understand all you guys are being PC, but at this moment right now, you need to tell your boyfriend to say something because he has a way larger voice than you or I do. Okay. So I'm doing something that I can do, and I'm going as effective as I can. I'm acting as if these bullets are limited, and I want to hit the right targets. And I'm sorry if that metaphor hits people the wrong way. I'm not trying to shoot people. I'm just saying I'm trying to throw, I could say arrows, right? And I'm just trying to send it to the right targets because this shit is just gone in circles, and it's going to keep going, and nothing that Andrew Yang or these other fucking politicians are going to understand. And, it's just fucking sad because, again, these people have no fucking idea who Olivia Munn is. And they're like, what are you talking about? We don't know what the fuck's going on. There is an enormous disconnect. And all we got to do is hit the right people. And I'm going to start doing some shit because, you know what? It's just a waste of fucking people's times. And people are like, oh, you're so violent or blah, blah, this, that. There's really no sweet way to say this shit. It's just, I'm just sick of motherfuckers that want to hear themselves talk in these fucking rooms. And there's been fucking, what are you going to do? You know what? There's been hours and hours. And guess what? Not one motherfucker said, you know what? We need to reach out to some people in the streets. We need to hit up Mr. Fab in Oakland. We need to hit up this person. And Mr. Fab, I connected him and him trying to Mac talk and everything cool. And he does. But look, there's a lot more people we need to hit besides Mr. Fab. But that was a good start. But it kind of went in a way. I'm just saying, like, it's really got to start there in their communities. You know what I mean? Especially ones that are attacking us. Anyways, look, not to fucking take away from my, anger, momentum on this issue, but I don't want to sound monotonous with it. people are like, hey man, how come you ain't spoke about this time? Because you know what, y'all talking about some bullshit. And if I say something, you motherfuckers is like, oh no, that's just not the way. And you guys want to go and take 10, 15 years to solve something we could solve in a year and a half max, or maybe even sooner. Anyways, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we got this interview with my man, Blake Jamison. So yo, Miles, man, throw on a commercial. We'll be right back with my man, Blake Jamison. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why it took us this long, but we have a motherfucking real hobby edition episode on BTB. And I couldn't think of anybody else to bring on first other than my dude, my fellow Project 2020, fellow Project 70 comrade, Blake Jamison. What's good, bro?
What's going on, man? How are you?
How you doing, man? You're just such a nice guy. You know what I mean? It's like fucking so opposite of me. You know what I mean? You're just like you're a decent person. You know, you embrace everybody. You know, you're just a good guy, man.
You're a good dude. You're just a little rougher around the edges.
So Blake, man, where'd you grow up?
Grew up just north of San Francisco in the Bay Area, Marin County, and season tickets to the A's growing up. Collected baseball cards with my dad. So now, you know, what we're doing is like, it's a freaking dream, dude.
Oh, fuck. You know, what's crazy is my first question was about to be in that, but hold on, wait a second. Well, let's rewind a second. I feel like I knew this. I feel like we talked about this before. I mean, obviously you're calling a Bay Area phone number, you know, you would see like, right? Like, you know, obviously I have ties to the Bay, even though I'm not from there. If you don't mind, I mean, I'm sure guys don't give a fuck, right? Like, how old are you, bro?
36. Shit. Just turned 36 like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Hey, happy belated birthday. Hold on. Are you Pisces or Aquarius?
Capricorn.
I mean, Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn. So January 14th. So I guess more than a couple, like
a month ago.
What's that?
6 weeks ago.
Oh, it's March. Yeah, that's 6 weeks. Dude, this year is fucking flying by.
No, yo, bro, look at.
Oh, I literally thought that was like 2 weeks ago.
I was talking to my manager today, and I was like, yo, look, we're only 3 months away from. Wait a second, March?
Yeah.
Like, bro, It really does feel like it's kind of like, you know what? Because February went by so fast, I guess, and.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 36,
Yeah.
so you're old enough to kind of, I mean, you're not like super young, you know what I mean? You're still younger, but okay. So my first question is going to be, did you collect cards before you got into Project 2020? And obviously that's a yes.
Yeah, so like between 85 and 95, my dad and I have everything and still have it. And like we moved from California to Florida for a while, and those cards came with us in like 7 banker's boxes, and just like every time we moved, we just moved those cards. And my mom was always trying to get us to get rid of them, and my dad was always like, nah, this is Blake's college fund. And you know, they're all junk wax, but you know, it's so much fun to go back through them. I kind of fell out of the hobby, you know, after that for a long time, for like decades, until Project 2020 got me back into it.
Yeah, I was almost 30 years out, right? And 91, so literally like 28 years out of the hobby when we jumped into Project 2020. So let me ask, how did you get involved with Project 2020? You didn't have representation until after, right?
Exactly. So I had already been working in the athlete portrait space for a couple years, and I had done a couple paintings for a professional lacrosse player named Paul Rabel, and Jeff Heckman from Tops 2020, for those who don't know who he is a big lacrosse fan. And so he saw my art in some of Paul Rabel's content, and just like filled out the form on my website, you know, a little contact form, and was like, hey, I work with Tops. Let's set up a phone call. And like, I honestly, like, I got a bunch of spam and crap in there. Like, I thought it was like a joke, you know, I didn't think it was real. And of course I showed up to the call, and it turned out to be real, man. And that shit changed my life. Like, you know, the athlete portrait thing was good. And like, I'd worked with 400 athletes across, you know, all the major professional sports leagues, but man, doing the art one time and then selling thousands of copies is so much better than having to paint it every, you know, one painting and then on to the next customer.
You know, obviously you were painting before, so that was, I mean, I'm not going to get too much into like what you were doing like in your 20s or in high school, whatever, but what were your expectations then? I mean, because nobody really understood. I mean, I didn't know what to fucking expect, right, with Project 2020.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this, like, like you mentioned, I didn't have representation before. So like I kind of, as far as my contract and all my deal points were just like what was given to me basically. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. And like, even with that, I looked at it as, okay, well, I have consistent work for like a year, which is huge. That's never something I've had before since I started painting full time. And like, looking at it from an economics point of view, I figured like a short print would be like 200 cards and like 2,000 would be like a really good print run. And like I did the math on my royalties, and if those were my numbers, like I wouldn't be balling, but I'd be eating, and that was okay. And obviously, like we exceeded those expectations by a mile.
And listen, man. Look, I'm gonna speak good on Tops for a second. I don't think that they took advantage of you like a record label would. You know how they just be like, fucking
no, I don't think so either.
Because there was royalties, period, where people don't even get royalties until they recoup this, that, and the third. And, they were very supportive of you and me.
Yeah.
They could, even with the gigantic media push, let's say it was NBC or fucking whoever knows what it is, not many media outlets could even give me a bigger boost than I already kind of give myself, with the platform. So like for other people, it's a big look. And of course you're in New York. So, they're based out of there. So it was obviously easier for you to do certain things. Took advantage. Obviously COVID, and when it dropped, I was kind of like, yo, you guys sure you want to drop this? And like, look, we're full steam ahead. We've done the research. It's not going to affect it. And, they even furloughed some jobs, and, all of us brought those jobs back, So you said the hobby changed, Project 2020 kind of changed your life. But in a way, the hobby kind of changed your life, right? For the good.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's both.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, for those of you who don't know this, when I talk about the stories, and I've said this on 3 or 4 different major podcasts, and I've said it on here a couple times, and I've said, look, man, I don't really have, I'm Ben Baller, not Ben Humble. People know it. I say that, all the time. So, when, after my first or second card, I didn't really understand how this was going. I still had no idea. I thought I'd sold out. And it was Blake who had to finally say, hey, man, I don't know if you know this, but like there's other people that have sold more cards than you and blah, blah. And, you shouldn't be like this or whatever. And he wasn't just being a dick. He was just more like, hey, man, like, why you got to be such an asshole? But not in a, he wasn't calling me out in a jerk way. He was, I deserved it in a certain way, but at the same time, he put a battery in my pack, you know what I'm saying? And when that battery in my back, it was a Tesla battery. That motherfucker I was like, oh, for real? Okay, watch how gangster I get on this one. And really, at that point, look, I didn't give a fuck who it was. It could have been, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys the truth. My third card was Mike Trout, and the funny thing is, I didn't even think Mike Trout was that big of a deal. I had truly zero idea how large he was in the hobby, but it just happened to be that. And then,
that blew it up.
Yeah, I break all the records, and it pretty much from there, all right, now it's on and popping, right? And we get this thing cracking. And if it wasn't for Blake, thank you, Blake, because, you opened my eyes up, and I was like, all right, well, let's get some money then, And by the way, me and Blake collaborated on a Mike Trout card, and it ended up selling 75,000 cards. So that's, it's a very, very serious number. If you want to, fuck all the little packs here and there, because when I counted the numbers, Jeff had said that there were a lot of single sales as well. But, that's $1.5 million on a single fucking card that me and Blake, had did. So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way, Blake. So now that I know you're from the Bay, because I don't give a fuck, Marin. But the same thing is, in a way, it's kind of weird because, I'm Marin, and shout out to Lucasfilm, right? Marin County, you would think you'd be a Giants fan because of Golden Gate Bridge, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not the Bay. So being an A's fan.
Oh, I mean, honestly, I like both. But just as a kid, we were A's fan. I asked my dad that. I'm like, why weren't we A's? And he's like, the stadium was too cold. Because that was before they were playing.
Oh, my God. Candlestick Park was freezing, bro.
Exactly. And so he's like, yeah, it just wasn't about that life. Like, for us, distance-wise, it was the same to go to either stadium. But and both, the tickets were cheap back then.
Oh, bro, come on. Yeah. I was going to games in the late 80s, early 90s at A's Stadium for $5-6, dude. I'm talking about the bleacher seats. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, the Candlestick Parks and the fucking, it's obviously in Hunters Point in a fucked up part of town. No offense to all my people from HP. But I went to a fucking Green Bay Packers game versus the Niners playoff game. My boy Ryan Grant gives me the tickets. He's playing in the most frigid weather every week in Green Bay. And his cousins are like, yo, bro, are we really in Cali? I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, why is it so fucking cold here? And it was like one of the last games that the Niners played in that state. It was fucking freezing. Anyways, going back, Blake.
Dude, you know that's it's demolished now.
Yeah,
it's like totally it's blown up.
Yeah, because I drove. Bro, I'm in the Bay all the time. So if you drive down the 101, you used to be able to see it. Do you know what I mean? From when you pass through San Bruno, you could see Candlestick Park, but it's just gone. I didn't know that, but I just noticed it was gone. So I didn't know if I was tripping. It's kind of a habit to kind of look for it when you're past SFO, and let's say like 5-10 minutes in, if traffic's not bad, you kind of look to the right side and see, hey, wait a second, am I tripping or it's gone? So whatever, good rinse that but fuck that park. I hate the Niners and I hate the fucking Giants, right?
AT&T Park's dope.
Oh no, it's beautiful, bro. Like
that's awesome.
It's literally gorgeous, bro. But even Chase Center is like just ridiculous, So being an A's fan, bro,
yep,
it had to feel good because, dog, I had love for the A's. I like Ricky. I like the whole Bash Brother era. I was there during the Bay Bridge World Series and all that, And I always say this, man. I was like, yo, man, going over there and seeing that stadium and taking the BART over there, like it was a crazy time, right? Just to be involved in that. How did it feel 20, 30 years later for Mark McGwire to buy some paintings of him, from you? Didn't that feel good?
Bro, it's fucking awesome. It's amazing. I mean, it's like, when you meet your idols too, like sometimes you don't want to because you're afraid it's going to get ruined. But like it was totally the opposite. Like he's such a nice, like classy dude, super generous with his time, with everything. And like, supporting my art in many ways has just been, it's been one of the perks from 2020 that I didn't expect, like I said, the print run 200 to 2000, if that had happened alone, I would have been like, all right, this was a success. But instead, print runs went nuts, meeting other artists, meeting players. I mean, Mark was my guy growing up. And so like that Project 2020 card is by far my favorite. And I knew it would be as soon as we got the player list, because it just like meant so much to me. That like 87 rookie, that's like, those were the games I was at,
Yeah, that was actually, I think that was my favorite card of yours.
I was 2 at that time though. So I don't remember per se 87, but.
No, but that card you made was probably my favorite of yours. Either that or the Jackie Robinson. It was one of the two.
Yeah. Oh, bro, your Jackie was insane.
No, I'm talking about your Jackie though.
I know. I as soon as you said Jackie, yours popped in my head,
and it's so crazy, bro. Because towards the end, I was so tapped out, and I was like, you know what, dog? I'm just gonna make this bitch clean. Next thing I know, it ends up being everyone's favorite card. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But look, this is about you, bro. Fuck me. All right. So look, man.
It's a dope card, man. It's a collector in me. I can't help it.
I feel you. So I got a question.
I'm a fan of a lot of the artists. Yeah.
How did McGwire get a hold of you?
So the day that my McGwire card dropped, there was an article on MLB about the card, which he happened to see. That linked back to like a YouTube video where I basically was telling the story of like growing up and becoming a fan and like focusing on him exclusively as like my dude. And he saw that video and then he like sent me an email. And again, just like the thing with Topps, like he randomly emailed me and it's like, hey, it's Big Mac. I saw your video. Let's jump on a call. And he literally just like signed it like Big Mac. And his, the email address was like McGwire number at Gmail. I'm like, this can't be real. And yeah, I mean, I replied back and we jumped on a call like that same fucking day. And, just recently I sent in a bunch of P2020 cards, a full set of all the artists, and I had him sign it for me, which is amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking rad, man. He's, like I said, just such a nice dude.
Nah, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Like on the other hand, fuck, I was a pretty big Jose Canseco fan back, then, but he was a fucking dick. And look at him now. He's just such a fucking asshole, right? He's like
such a weirdo.
Worse than me.
You know what I found out? And Mark didn't actually tell me this, but somebody else that Mark introduced me to let me know that like he and Jose are not on good terms. Like he doesn't look back at his time in Oakland and with fondness, really. Like he considers himself a Cardinal, which I'll always consider him an A, but
hold on, wait a second. Rewind. Canseco doesn't or Mark doesn't?
No. Mark doesn't like want anything to do with Jose. And he also doesn't like apparently think about his time on the A's the same as he thinks about his time on the Cardinals.
Holy shit, that's the craziest thing in the world because, bro, they won the World Series as a fucking...
I know, and they were the poster boys.
Bro, they were the Bash Brothers, you know what I'm saying? The OG, like...
I know.
That's fucking nuts.
So I don't know, like, I mean, who knows? Like,
and fuck St. Louis, bro. No, I shouldn't say that. My bad. That's terrible. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't know. It's interesting now because, like, that changed my perspective where, like, for Project 70, I'm including Mark. And so, like, I decided to do him in a Cardinals jersey because I knew that.
Yeah, no, he probably likes it.
And then
he likes it
better.
Yeah,
and then I also, like, asked him, like, I sent him a bunch of picture options and said, these are the ones I'm looking at. And so he actually picked the photo for that card, which should be fun.
So, when you hate somebody that much, and I can relate, let's say I just don't like a girl or an ex-girlfriend or something, and let's say like she liked the restaurant or something, I'd be like, fuck that restaurant. Even if the restaurant was good, I'd be like, man, fuck that place. Like, I get it. He must have really despised, but Jose was a motherfucker back. See, you were too young back then, but like, Jose was banging fucking Madonna back then. Bro, he had a crib in Black Hawk. Like he was a real rock star. Mark was pretty chill,
Right.
Even though, by the way, guys, for all you car heads out there, Mark McGuire had an E30 M3 in real time. Pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying? He had an actual M3 E30 body style. It was white, black interior. I remember because I used to go by the fucking little area where the players parked. So look man, as far as the hobby, what we're doing now and everything else, has that changed your lane as an artist?
Totally. I mean, I think on one hand, like, first of all, just as a niche, as an artist, the cards and collectibles is such a good industry to be in because, you look at like the guys in the hobby, and then if you look at art collectors, their personality traits are like the same, man. They attach like these stories and these like special moments to a particular tangible item that has some value to some people, but like to them, that's like priceless, So people get attached to art the same way they get attached to baseball cards. And now I can, like I said, like I can get my art into thousands of homes instead of just one at a time. So I think like I'll stick in the hobby as a creator as well as a collector, just because I enjoy getting these cards again. I mean,
so let me ask you then, and look, bro, I got to be fair. I want to be just completely transparent. Like, have you copped anything outside of just Topps? Like, do you fuck with Panini? Do you fuck with like other stuff? Like, do you fuck with basketball? Do you fuck with football cards? Do you fuck with anything?
A little bit. I like, for a while I was like into ripping boxes. And so I was just going to my local card store here in New York and getting boxes of anything that I could get. And so we ripped basketball, football, obviously some baseball stuff. And so it's fun. I collect a little bit of football stuff. I like Josh Jacobs quite a bit. It's fun for me in the hobby, like collecting I think Josh Jacobs could be a superstar, but also like he's not somebody's top pick. He's not Patrick Mahomes level of like people collecting him.
Yeah. I mean, oh, you mean in the hobby? You mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Within the hobby, like Josh Jacobs is like, I mean, he's a stud.
I mean, bro, he won the Snickers chain, fam. I picked the best player of every week.
Yeah, like he won like that was like week 1 too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I mean, he's a beast, and he's been really cool supporting my art, and just like a really cool dude that I've known.
Oh, Josh has.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up.
He's got a handful of my paintings, and so like I collect him. But it's great with the guys like that because like you can get like sick ass patch 1-of-1 autos for like pretty cheap. They're easy to come by because other people are chasing like the Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady's and shit. Which not to shit on those guys, they're great, but
fuck Tom Brady.
I like to collect the underdogs.
No, I hear you, bro. So, thoughts on Project 70? Let's get into this. A lot of people are still, I mean, really, even though some people's first cards are barely dropping today, and there's so many artists now, and people are just trying to just really tell you the truth, I haven't even really gone hard. Like tomorrow I'm dropping my, today I'm dropping my first autos, my Mookie Betts, right? And, I'm just getting a hang of it. I've lowered the price, making these a little bit definitely much more affordable. Not a little, a lot more affordable. And like making these, just having a structure, because early on, you were the one that kind of talked me into even doing autos, period. I never even thought about it. And I was like, hey, all right, let me try it out. And boom, you and Tyson Beck. All you guys, I haven't really interacted with too many people. And I'm not trying to be like, look, a lot of people are like, yo, man, Ben's so standoffish. It's not that. I just have so much going on in my life before the hobby. Even though the hobby's done very well for me, I was already doing really well without it. So it's hard for me to, now I can't lose, what I have already before that. So it's really tough to now manage my time and equally put this pie graph. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, here, shit. Now Project 70 is coming in now. I had a couple months to kind of get some rest. Okay, now I got to bring it back, and they got to take 40% of my life. Or this is going to take 40% of my life, so.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you this. Like I made myself like very accessible within the hobby. And I mean, guys will talk and talk and talk. And it's cool. Like I love it. That's why, why my life changed is because people are so passionate about the hobby. But damn, man, they're really, it's crazy. The inbox is nuts. I don't know.
Not just that, bro. Look, I think this is the most I've ever let fans in, and I never use that word. I think people can attest that are listeners of this podcast. I don't think I really accepted the word fan until they really start subscribing to the show. And now this show's doing what it does, number-wise, globally. I'll accept kind of fan of the show. I have a weird time, people saying fan of me. And prior to the pandemic, I get stopped, many times a day if I'm out in public. But now, even with the mask on, I was just in a hotel and DK Metcalf was there. Come on, bro. I'm a huge Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
And he's in the same.
DK's great. I have a little DK PC too.
Yeah. So, he's in the same hotel as me. And I go down to the lobby and I go to the Starbucks. And the girl at the Starbucks is like, holy shit, it's Ben Baller. And I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm just trying to be nice, cool. And she's like, she tells the guy that's running the thing, she goes, hey, no, you're not charging him. No, you crazy? And I'm like getting a lot. I'm getting a Greek yogurt, granola. I'm getting a Gatorade. I'm getting a bottle, like a designer bottle of water. I'm getting a fucking, a venti latte, vanilla latte. And I'm getting a bagel, cream cheese. And she's like, no, I can't charge you. So I go back upstairs. I grab some merch. I always carry stickers and lighters and stuff. And I bring all the merch down, give it to her. And, try to be cool. But like, paparazzi got me last week outside Avra in Beverly Hills, really high-end restaurant. And I'm like, yo, why are you guys wasting your fucking video? Like, this is so embarrassing, bro. Get somebody who's like Brad Pitt. Like, this is embarrassing. They're like, no, low-key, you're a big deal now. And I'm like, no, man, stop all that. So, with all that said, of course, having, millions of dollars of cards or, 250,000 cards with my name on is definitely enhanced the BB logo and the namesake, So I couldn't be as amazing as you are, meaning, bro, you really just like, I've seen the way you embraced the hobby was so fucking graceful and so gracious and so just beautiful. Like you really, like look, when I dive in, sometimes I might do like a little belly flop. Sometimes I might do like a little, like a cannonball. Like you did like the nice little Olympic, graceful dive into the water. Like, here we go, hobby. Yes. And they caught your ass, you know what I'm saying? Like some motherfuckers like, I ain't catching this son of a bitch, man. Fuck him. He doesn't like police officers, So
no, I'm doubling down too. I think, I want to make sure that people that get in on P70 don't feel like they missed out on P20 and like feel discouraged because of that. So like, as we've talked offline, like I bought stacks of my own cards.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking, all right, what am I going to do with these? I think I'm going to take like half of them and just start giving them out. Like anybody that found me through P70 or found me through whatever and doesn't have a P2020 card, bam, mail, bam, mail. Like hobby's going down.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about this is one, that we get to choose our own players. One. Number two, we can't just do a freestyle card. We can, but it has to have a 1951 to 2021 template. You know what I mean? It has to be that outside template. As long as it's a Topps template, we can do whatever we want, but it's cool that we could do our own thing. Question, do you have all your 20 players yet or no?
So I did. I picked them all, but I actually recently talked to Jeff. I'm like, yo, man, I'm thinking about switching. Asked if I could switch a few up because I'm seeing the hobby kind of grumbling about Yankees and Dodgers kind of dominating the set. And I grew up in the Bay, and to be honest, I grew up being told we hate the Yankees and we hate the Dodgers. So I got love for them now, but they don't mean to me the same things that it does to some of the other artists. So I think I'm going to probably swap those guys out and put in a little bit more obscure players on more obscure teams that are getting little less play.
So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that, and my ears haven't been kind of in this the way it should, and I think it'll probably kick in after maybe the fourth card. But you know what? The crazy thing is, I barely have 6 out of the 20 picked. Just so you know, because I've been that's how fucking busy I've been. And, Jeff's been getting on my case about it. But, like, my next card's a Dodger, okay? And it might be any other Dodger after that is going to be someone very not, like, you wouldn't think it would be, listen, what the fuck? Now, what do you think about everyone trying to jump into, like, Acuna and Tatis and shit like that? Like, I'm trying to avoid them just because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and honestly, like, okay, I think that, because I actually picked my players kind of a while ago. And I'm a fucking poster child for Jeff. I always get my shit in early.
I know.
I'm accessible.
You're a good dude.
But anyways, I got my shit in pretty early. So like I picked Acuna, who is actually my next drop. I picked Mookie. I picked Tatis. I picked a lot of guys that I think are like,
good
young
players,
and
man.
getting it. They're young and getting it, man. So yeah, but now like I'm starting to see the repetition and I get it. Sure, like an Acuna card is going to sell more than a Satchel Paige card, but I would love to do something different instead. So Acuna's too late. That's already coming out, but that card is fucking fire. I'll send you a picture of it. I'm doing it different than P2020. I do the physical paintings of the cards, obviously, but I've increased the size. I made them way bigger than I made the last one so that like these paintings are statement pieces on their own. And then also like, last time I would make a painting and then I'd pull in Photoshop and I'd throw an Angels logo on it or I'd throw the name on it. This time I'm painting everything on the card that people see is painted. And like my Acuna card is on an 87 Topps flagship, which is with the wood grain borders. So I painted it on wood and I stained the wood for the borders. It's like,
oh shit. Okay.
It's, I feel like my art has evolved like through repetition of Topps, doing this so many times. Cause like, I mean, shit, man, for the 1951 set, which came out in January, I had to do 52 paintings in 30 days.
By the way, I just got a notice in the email today that my Blake Jamison 1951 set is shipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got a notice. I got an email today. So, look, Mookie, there was no doubt in my mind he was going to be number one, regardless, just because of what happened with the World Series and everything. Now, my next card is kind of somewhat obvious. I still don't think, actually, now that I think about it, I'll bet you by the time this is over. So how many cards is going to be? So how many artists are there, do you know? 30?
No, bro.
40, 50?
52. 51, okay. 51.
So 51 artists.
1,020 cards.
Okay, 1,020 cards, bro. So there's going to be somebody else doing a fucking Mookie card, huh?
Bro. There's going to be 51 Mookies.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't.
Mookie's my third card right now. But
listen, bro. You think there's going to be more than 20 Mookies? Be honest.
100%.
Fuck, man. Really?
I will bet you anything if you want to put a bag on it.
I'll tell you this.
You want to put a bag on it, bro.
We do these little small bets, me and you, and I've lost almost every one, so I'm not doing that.
Okay, let's see. Let me think of my good over-under, and we could think about it, and maybe we'll see if the listeners fucking agree, but I think like over-under 42.
No, get the fuck out of here. Really, bro?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that loved, like that much across, because he's not huge in the hobby. But, again, some of these people, a lot of these new artists, they don't have shit about the hobby. They're literally, like, they're just coming in. It's kind of weird, right? We're like the seniors, and they're almost like the freshmen coming in. You know what I mean? Even if they're like big artists, they're the freshmen to the tops, So it's like funny.
It's funny, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's really funny. I've only interacted with a couple of them, but
I know a lot of them, These are like, I know way more of these people than I did, what I'm saying, from the original group.
Well, that's because this batch, they picked more famous people.
Right.
Than they did the first time around. The first time around, you were by far the most famous. Now, I don't know. You got some competition.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Let's do an over-under bet on this. You think Snoop will outsell me? I'll make a bet on this one.
I don't.
Yeah, no.
That's my dude. I wouldn't take that bet.
And we got 30 years, almost 30 years of friendship. He ain't gonna fuck with me, bro. It's gonna be a whole different level, especially because I'm doing different shit now. So, especially shit, coming out the box, I wasn't expecting selling 10,000. You know what I mean? It was 9,900. Like, come on, that's fucking crazy, especially for Mookie. Like, but I am doing some obscure cards. And again, we could talk about that another time. I'd rather talk about what you're doing. But, I do hear people, like, because, I do sometimes I search Google alerts and I get my little alerts of what people are saying about me. And it's fucking nuts, bro. People are still talking about, all the old shit, right, on cards. I rarely hear anything about chains. I rarely hear anything about anything else, whatever. And, I'm doing less jewelry and stuff because I'm focused more on, obviously, my crypto and cannabis, whatever. So, people are like, oh, man, Project 7, this is bullshit. I'm not getting involved in this. It's just a fucking cash grab for Topps and blah, blah. Like, what do you think about that? Because I have an opinion about it, but what do you think about the people saying that type of shit?
All right. Well, I think that, like, greed played a factor in why there was a bubble, right? All these sneakerheads that don't give a fuck about cards, jumping in, buying cards for the quick flip, right? And I mean, you and I benefited immensely from the bubble and weren't really that impacted by the bubble collapsing. You probably less than me. Me, because when the bubble collapsed, less people are throwing the money around at autos, and that's kind of when my autos stopped like instantly selling out.
Right.
And so I don't know. I mean, I can see them say that, but like, those people that lost are not people that were buying from Topps.com retail. I think that like everybody that just bought retail from Topps basically made money. You know, if you look like, sure, a couple cards, the Keith Shore, my Mike Trout, you know, our Mike Trout card, like a few cards are selling for less than $20, but most of them are above $20, and a handful of them are way above $20. And even though like your Ichiro, it hit like $3,000 or $4,000 at one point for just a base card, now it might be, I don't know, $800, $1,000. That's still like
still a lot of money, dude.
Return, right?
Still crazy.
And so I don't know. I think the people that are butthurt saying, "Oh, this is just a cash grab," probably were the people buying cards on eBay during the bubble that got hurt by cash grabs.
Right.
So they're sensitive to it. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that like, I do feel like, you know, Jeff did say on my live stream interview that like they would not do Project 2021. And, you know, I've talked to him about it. They've changed the format. They've enhanced Project 2020. And so like, I think there's an argument to be made for both sides. Someone could say, yeah, it's just repackaged and now it's just renamed. But, you know, there are differences. We get to choose our own card. We get to choose our own year.
Bro, just the fact that we could get a current player is a very big deal, bro.
Yeah. And it's also, you know what they made really fun about it is like the 70 numbered to 70 foil cards that are just in every base set. So like there's way more chances. It used to be just like you're one person to hit a gold, but like you almost never do that shit. Now, like with 70 foil cards in circulation, people are going to be hitting those and they're going to get excited.
Sure.
Like it's going to be
the gold 101 still. Man. No, for sure. Look, I don't even want to continue or elaborate what you said. I think everything you said was great. And not to be tone deaf, because I know you struggled. And I don't mean that wrong, because, bro, I worked at Burger King, so I don't give a fuck what anyone says about anything. I'm just like, this is a business show, you know? And what I'm saying is I remember having discussions, you know, you are very grateful for where you are, and you worked hard for what you did and everything, and you're very generous as well, too. If anything, I think you remember these conversations like, hey, bro, look, man, I don't want to take, like, if anything, I know I could have maybe asked for more, but I wasn't what I wanted. I was like, hey, bro, I'm just glad to help you, boom. And I mean, be honest, was I greedy about anything? Like, I was really kind of under, like, nah, dude, let's just, come on, I'm good, don't trip.
Oh, man, I think we ended at a great number. And like, I mean, it was a win-win.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And it was so dope to see that card do well. And it's crazy too, bro. If, you know, that was Blackout Tuesday was the day that originally it was going to drop, and then it got pushed one day. Like if all that drama, which is way more important than baseball cards, but if all that hadn't happened, we would have broken 100,000.
I think we would have broke 100K, dog. I think we would have broke 100K. And
for sure.
Ready for this? No, not to be a dick. Imagine if my Cal Ripken dropped in that weekend, because I'm the one who pushed the whole Keith Shore shit to go that big, because when they're looking at IP addresses, looking at where the algorithm was, it was from my last cards and my push and everything. But anyways, fuck all that. Let's get to business. Tell me something cool or something big that you bought with the money that you made from the hobby. And it's just like something you reward yourself with. You know, that was like...
Yeah. That's a good question, man. Man, I've bought some very fun... I mean, they're toys to me, but they're like tools for an artist. So like, I bought this massive commercial grade printer, which I can't believe we even carried up my stairs to our... you know, it's insane. We're only on the second floor, but we're on the corner, like the busy street corner in Brooklyn. And this, like, the hallway is pretty wide.
But bro, like, you're what, 220? You're like 6'3", 6'2"?
Bro, this thing weighed 900 pounds.
No, fuck you, man.
Bro, it's commercial. It's a fucking Epson Sure Color P9000.
So you had what, 7 people?
So it gets dropped off. I'm fucking home alone. And it's scheduled, you know, it's a scheduled delivery. The motherfucker comes in a semi-truck and it's on a pallet, and he uses a forklift, and he just drops it on the sidewalk in Brooklyn in front of my house. I'm like,
amazing.
You fucking kid. I was alone. And I was thinking like, we have a dolly. And so I'm like, all right, I could probably just like work the dolly up the stairs slowly, but fuck, man. And then like it started to fucking rain, and I had to come in. Fortunately, I have like plastic sheeting in my studio. I covered it with a tarp, called my roommate. He came home, and then we found like this random FedEx worker was just like walking down the street delivering packages. And my roommate's like, want to make $100? The guy's like, what do you need? He's like, we need to move this upstairs. And the guy looks at it. He's like, all right. And so he took one side, and me and my roommate took the other side, and we somehow fucking carried it up the stairs. And it's like fucking like, so it was 900 pounds on the pallet. We took the whole thing. We had to take it we basically destroyed the box on the curb. and then just lifted the printer out, which I think was still like 400 pounds.
Bro, I can't believe $100 and he would do it. Bro, if you told like,
oh, I know.
Even my personal assistant wouldn't have did it for $100, dude.
Now that dude was a big dude. That dude was like 6'6", 250 or something. Like he was a big strong dude.
Damn, dog. That's
he
some love,
honestly,
dude.
When we gave him the 100, he seemed really happy. But going up the stairs, I mean, he was struggling as we all were. But you know, that was like an example. So like, you know, that was like 5 racks on a printer, and I would never like normally buy something like that.
So tell me, what are you printing on there? So tell me that.
So we can print up to 44 inches wide on anything: photo paper, matte paper. We can print onto canvas and make like commercial grade printer.
So as good as the prints from 2020, like those prints.
Yeah. Honestly, shit. Like those probably print on something very similar to what we're on.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fire, bro. And I just did my first one where I actually printed onto canvas, just feed canvas into it on a roll. It's insane, man. It prints like a photograph. So that's a fun toy. I bought a 3D printer.
Oh, nice. Holy shit. That's big. I can't believe I haven't bought one. Fuck, man.
I'm buying fucking gadgets, man.
But it's good because it's stuff you could use for work.
Yeah. And like, I just have fun with that shit. Like to me, like the 3D printer, you know, I'm a long way away from turning that into money, but it's hella fun challenging myself creatively.
You'll get it back.
Yeah, we'll see.
So the crazy thing is, had this happened, and it would have happened in the height of the fucking madness of madness, but it got canceled because of COVID. The National, they said, and it's going to be even worse this year. So they said now, Chicago is very strict because of, you know, the way it's Illinois, right? It's Roseville. It's like right there at the border. It's right at O'Hare Airport, like literally super close from O'Hare, right? And the National is going to be enormous. I think that they could easily hit 1 million people. You know what I mean? That's how big it is. They're at least allowing 50%. Who knows what happens by then? Because, you know, I'm getting the vaccine, you know, later today and all the shit's going on. So I think that what's going to happen there, God help everyone. Like there's no sneaker. There's nothing that can fucking foresee what, because could you imagine, bro? Like how fucking, this shit's how many days long is it? 5 days long? 6 days long? Like this is a crazy thing.
Yeah. I don't know. It's dope. I've got a deposit down on an extra large booth.
Okay, beautiful. So I have a booth too. My booth is right there at the Tops booth. So you're going to hit it this year then?
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
if it happens, I'm there.
Oh, yeah. Bro, no, it's going to happen.
I'll be in a booth and I'll be painting.
I can't even fucking imagine the craziness that's going to happen. So my question was just, I was asking if you're going, and like, I'm so fucking excited because just Jesus Christ, bro. And just, not even just getting to finally really interact with people, just imagine like what could happen there. Your life could change that day financially in that week. You know what I mean? Like it can do a lot of things. So yo, every question I ask every guest that comes on the show, every single person gets this question. It's the last question of my interview. Anything you'd like to ask me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book? Wow. So for everyone who knows, I don't read books, right? I haven't read a book in fucking 30
Could be
years.
Could be an audio book if you're into that.
But let me say this. For some reason, man, the only thing I could think of that comes to my mind is A Catcher in the Rye. It's probably my favorite book.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and I've read it so many fucking times. It's crazy you asked that because no one, and I guarantee my next 400 guests won't ask that question. But that was fucking amazing.
I like that.
Hey,
mine is The Alchemist.
Alchemist was great. Actually, that was another book that I got to. That was one of the 10 books I've read in my life. Actually, you know what? There's another book called The Four Agreements. That was a fucking amazing book.
That's another good one.
It's a really good book. But yo, Blake, thank you so much for taking your time to be on the show. I really do appreciate it. Can you tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that shit?
Yeah, for sure. Twitter @Blake Jamison, website blake.art, YouTube @Blake Jamison.
And then what about Instagram?
Instagram Athlete Portraits.
Okay, there it is.
But they can search Blake Jamison; it'll pop up too. But the username.
Sometimes it's weird. I try to search it anyways. Yo, guys, look at man. The legend, Blake Jamison. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Yo, Miles, man, throw on a little bit of Lakey Lake and we'll come right back. Yo, we are back. And for those of you who don't know, my man Adam22 has the top 3 biggest hip-hop, or the biggest fucking music. Here's the biggest music podcast in the country. I mean, he's definitely probably globally ranked in the top 1% in the world. He's got an enormous podcast called No Jumper. I've been on it once, and I just did my second go-around on his show. Now I'm in there talking shit, and I forget sometimes what I say. Nothing I said was bullshit. It's just, I talk about a lot of different things. So when I rehear it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, cool. And there's a part where I talk about academics and I'd fuck them up. And I would be no question about it. I would smack the fuck out of him. And what's funny is, people have all their opinions about everything else. But the thing is, man, look, man, at the end of the day, I only talk shit about shit that I really know about. And if I could back it up and if I got receipts. And a motherfucker like me loves receipts. Okay? Don't get it fucked up. Everything I talk about, I live. Period. Point blank. Okay? I'm never going to, and I'm not saying it makes it right all the time. I'm just saying I would never, ever talk my shit, be so confident, be comfortable in certain areas if I didn't donate, if I didn't give, if I didn't help people and do certain things. And I don't help so that I can brag about it. I do it because I want to do it. But at the same time, when I talk my shit, I cover every angle. So go check out that No Jumper interview. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. Go to my social media, I'm sure, and check it out. Big podcast. I got a couple other podcasts that I'm featured on, and they're coming up. Other interviews. Pretty dope. Speaking of drops, I just had a BBDTC merch drop, and that was 2 hours ago. I don't think anything is available left now because I recorded this, obviously, early in the morning. So by the time you hear this episode, you can go there and see if there's any merch drop, if there's any left. But I was doing packs. You get a sanitizer, Sharpie, 5 stickers, and a lighter in one pack. So just you get all of it. Boom. I did 100 packs. I didn't say that on the website. There's only 100. So I don't expect them to last very long. The price is right. Less than buying them for whatever else. And then I got some mouse pads. I don't think those are going to last very long. So I don't know if they're going. But what is happening in about an hour, right? About an hour, we have, about right now. So if you want to push pause or you want to get on a computer, my my autos are dropping right now at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's 4 p.m. Eastern time. My Mookie Betts Project 70 is my first autograph set that is dropping for Project 70. This is a big deal because I have never sold BBDTC autos for $175. Never. And there's 18. So it's one of the most limited drops I've ever done for the lowest amount of money. Now, I did a 1 of 3 gold auto set, and those are $711, and that's the lowest of low. It's never been that low, and it's a very rare number. So go to bbdtc.com. You can go to the hobby section first, then go to the merch section after and check it out, and that release is dropping. Speaking of baseball, my boy Jock Peterson, little exhibition game, he was hitting motherfucking bombs out the gate. So you know what? If Topps is going to let me, I got to do a Jock Peterson card. And I got to do it in his Chicago shit just because. And maybe I'll time it around the National. I don't figure it out. That's my fucking guy, period. It hurts to see him now in the Dodgers. But, he's doing his thing and it's love. So definitely got to do that. Speaking of basketball, we got the All-Star game, which I don't give a fucking single fuck about. Stupid as fuck. I seen the parties that are going on this weekend. Like every single night, there is an enormous A-list celebrity list of rappers. Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. It's just fucking sad, man. It's just fucking pathetic. And it's just really crazy. It's just the fucking stupidest thing in the world. Speaking of which, anyways, so this is about to be the NBA break right after this weekend. And the Lakers lost last night to the Sacramento Kings, right? Now, I know we had, people out injured and shit, but like, come on, Montrez, like, and THT, just our team is just fucking garbage. It's just crazy that we lost by that little. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm just literally disgusted. On the whole other spectrum, Brooklyn's dope. I already said I think they're going to the finals or whatever, but look, the way the 76ers are playing, I don't know. If Embiid can stay healthy and do this shit, man, I think, Sixers might fuck around and take it all the way. Do they beat anybody in the West? No. They're not, they beat Utah tonight, but I don't see them beating Utah in the 7. I don't think they're not beating the Lakers with AD and LeBron in the 7, so I don't fucking know. Anyways, yeah, Lakers, I know I said I was going to break some shit last night, but I didn't, and I'm trying to be chill. So I've been on Clubhouse pretty heavy. These guys have started up these rooms because there was a big scandal. There was a Nike executive by the name of Ann Hebert, and she had a son named Joe, and her son had a sneaker business called West Coast Streetwear. Okay. This guy has a Instagram page called west.coast.streetwear, and this motherfucker sells all kinds of shit. Like, this guy had every fucking enormous drop you could think of, and he had pallets of it. Crazy stockroom pictures, 1,000+ pairs of rare shoes here and there. And it was fucking, I'm talking thousands of pairs. Sneaker stores couldn't get this shit. And his mom is an executive, 25+ years at fucking working at Nike. And so, I'm sure that everyone's heard the story. Okay. If you haven't, then what the fuck? I don't really know what to say. But Anne resigned. She had said that Nike had knew everything about what was going on with her son, which is bullshit. Okay. Everyone knows that I worked at Nike. And if she used her discount, and someone else knew about it, or that she hooked up someone else with it, you're getting fired off top. Low level, high level, whatever. Okay. She was white. She had white privilege. And the president, Trevor, of Nike was asked to resign. He was let go because of some allegations, whatever. And this is like way more serious. I'm not to say it's apples and oranges, but this is millions upon millions of dollars, right? Possibly $100 million even. And the dude, Joe, the son, 19 years old, been doing this for 3 years. Okay. So he did this when he was 16. He's been using his mom's credit card. Okay. Now I thought it was a Nike credit card, but it's just a corporate credit card that her husband had set up for him, then put the business under his name. And, all these people that work under his mom, who's a super exec, obviously he had the plugs and left and right. And, people are taking L's left and right on sneaker apps and shit and everything. And look, thousands of pairs of the silver toe Jordan 1s. I can't even begin to tell you. Every fucking release go there. So, this guy's backdooring the back door. He's backdooring the plug, and it's just disgusting, right? And so, Nike fucked up. And there's probably people that are on the executive level that are trying to cover their ass. And, the culture's mad, especially black folks. And, they're just upset about the privilege again. And so I jumped in and chimed in. I said what I said. And I said what, I said about my history and reselling and everything. And, some really good discussions with these people. And, these guys they're angry, very upset about taking L's. And some of these guys have plugs, but they're still upset for other people who are out there. The lady who has, a full-time job. She's got a 15-year-old she's trying to get some J's for. And, $175, $200 is a lot of money. And it's like, what's she going to do? Go to StockX or go to Flight Club and spend $500, $600 to $1,000 because the kid wants the shoes? It's a fucked up position to be in. I know how it is with my kids when they want certain things. Thank God they don't give a fuck about those shoes. Maybe later on they will, but right now they don't, and that's cool. And I'm fine with that. I hope it goes that way. I just don't want them to care about those type of things. And I don't even. So, really at this point, they're like, we need more black people, more people of color, and, executive charge, executive order, distribution, everything. And they're right. They're not wrong, right? They're mad at Marcus Jordan. I was going to have Marcus on the show, but Marcus is like, yo, I can't talk about this shit right now. We'll talk about some shit when I open my new store, which is like later on in the summer. So, it's a fucked up situation. And Nike has all kinds of fucked up situations. And, Errol, guy who I knew when he was working there, he was working like right after I was working, this dude named Errol Andem. He worked at Nike, Asian dude. I think he's maybe Indonesian. It might be part Filipino, but he was stealing stupid amount of money, like insane money. Hold on, let me see if I could find out how much money did this motherfucker. He actually went to jail. So he defrauded Nike $1.4 million. And if you see a picture of this dude, you'll know exactly who. I mean, people who went out and go out to clubs and shit. This dude was fucking accused of wire fraud, money laundering, false statements, just all kinds of shit. Dude was literally just a piece of shit. And I always wonder, I wonder what the fuck is up with this dude. How the fuck is he getting away with all this crazy shit? Anyways, he's doing minimal time in jail. But you know what? That Ann Hebert, whatever, and Joe, they need to go to jail. There needs to be a way deeper investigation. They're all praising her. Oh, the 25 years you did as a woman. Blah, fuck out of here. Bullshit. You knew your son was out there. Be like, oh, you don't know. Do you think you know what your son is doing? Listen, fuck that. He was taking pictures covering the entire patio, the whole backyard, the driveway, the garage. Bullshit. She said she knew that on that level, you don't think that there's something wrong, especially at that situation. Like, why would you quit then? Like, it's just some fucked up situation. We had a long ass talk. A lot of people were in there. Hawaii Mike, just a lot of prominent sneaker people. I'm sorry, my brain is fogging up. But Barry, who is the CEO, president of Case West, he jumped in there, said some really good things. And it's just crazy. We'll see what happens. And as the story unravels, and hopefully someone goes to fucking jail, because it's just bullshit. Now, as far as movies, I did watch the Biggie Smalls documentary on Netflix, and it was fucking excellent. It was crazy to go back and see Big. Just remember, he was really just a regular dude. And, even though he fucked with Versace and all that stuff, they really showed like the early days, and just seeing some of the people I haven't seen in a long time. It's just such a trip. It's a trip, y'all. Anyways, yo, guys, look, I've gave you guys an hour, and we're going to come back with some more people from the hobby. I got some other people that want to come on the show, and I just have a lot of guests that are in the queue. So I'm really excited about where BTB is going, back on my interview game, back on my journalist shit. Listen, I love you guys. Never, ever think I don't. I really do appreciate everybody who listens to this show. I'm starting to really see the support come in, even on a larger scale, and like FedEx drivers and things like that. I really, really appreciate you guys making this show a top global podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget, if you didn't already, leave those questions, because it takes a couple days for that shit to hit the system so we can do part 2 of the fan questions. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Yo, Lakey. By the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen, Lakey Lake has just got an E30 vert. All right. For those who don't know that jargon, that slang, vert means convertible, right? So he got an E30 BMW drop top. Bitch is nasty. Look, them beats is kicking in, aren't they? Yeah, man. So Lakey Lake is going to play you some BMW music as we exit this show. I will see you guys back here on the weekend wrap up. I'm headed out to the beach in Santa Barbara again. We're going to hit the motherfucking RV and get the fuck out of here, guys. I love you. All right, y'all. Peace.